Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl LA, and welcome back to LA's Corner. Another video. So, as you can tell from today's title, I'm going to be doing the mid-year book Freakout tag, and I have 10 questions that I have pulled from various folks' videos, too many to give credit to, but just know that most of these questions I got from other folks. A couple of them I came up with on my own. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. So, question number 1. Got to start off strong. The best book that I have read so far this year. And I'm gonna be looking down here to the side, right here in this area, because that's where my TBR / all the books I've read so far this year live. So yes, please excuse that. And the best book I've read so far this year, hands down, goes to Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Are we surprised? No. Well, y'all might be, because y'all actually haven't seen the recent read review where I talk about this book yet. But this book was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I want to read it again already, but I have so many books to read, so I can't go back to it just yet. Sorry, y'all. My hair is like, whatever. We just gonna, y'all ignore it. Just ignore it. It's got a mind of its own today. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about it, because I'll talk about it in my recent reads review that is coming out soon after this video. But just know this book was fire. And then on the flip side of that, we got to go, one end of the spectrum. So now we're going to go to the other end of the spectrum. And that is the worst book that we read of the year so far. And that's going to have to be Taylor Do Your Thing, insert picture here. Piper Parrish. I don't even know who it's by, because I DNF'd that book. I DNF'd that book so quick, and I gave it away so quick because it lost me. I was like 10 pages in. It was a hard DNF, and I had to DNF that book. But a book that wasn't that great, that I read, that I do have a copy. Oh, I gave that one away too. Another book I put in that category is The Great Gatsby, because it just wasn't for me, y'all. I know it's a classic. I know that, a lot of people love that book, but it was a miss for me. So yeah, nothing else to say. Moving on. Biggest surprise. Ooh, I know what book that was. And that goes to The Girl with Stars in Her Eyes. This was another book that was fire. It surprised me. I gave this book, I think, like 4.5 stars. And I'll be talking about this in another recent reads review coming out soon, so you'll hear more about it. But this book was so good. It's a romance, and it's a rock music and blues. Not blues. Was it all rock? Anyways, I don't want to get the misquoting. Y'all see in the wrap up, but this book was good, and she's thick. And Joe Axelrod, however you say that, you did your big one. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm just whipping right through this because I don't want this video to be too long. Next one. So biggest surprise, we're going to go to the other end of that and say biggest disappointment. And that, unfortunately, is going to have to go to none other than Miss Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This book, I had such high hopes for. This book I thought was going to be so good, so great. And it just was not. It fell very flat for me. It wasn't that great to me. I really don't see or get the hype around the series. I will not be continuing this series. I think I rated this book like 2 stars. This is another one that you'll see in the recent reads review featuring the Before I Let Go. There's a theme to that video. If you're catching on to it, that means you follow a really great booktuber. But this one definitely was my most disappointing book of the year so far. Next up, we have the best sequel. So I haven't read too many. Actually, I think I've only read one this year so far. I read the first book in the sequel that was really good, and that was If He Had Been With Me by Lauren Nolan, another 4.5 stars. But sequel, I'm gonna say second book, third book, fourth book, you know, next book, not the first book in a series. And that's an easy choose as well, and that's gonna have to go to This Could Be Us by Miss Kennedy Ryan. I think I gave this one 4.5 stars as well. You'll see this in a recent read review coming up soon, and it was good. It was really, really good. I don't think I would say that this was better than Before I Let Go for me personally, just because it wasn't all that relatable for me, and there were some things that I wish would have been more of a focus and just a little bit better. You know what? We're not gonna get into all that. Y'all will get my thoughts about all of that in the recent reads review. But this will have to be the best sequel that I've read so far this year. Okay. Next up, we have a new release that I haven't read yet. Oh, I'm like, what book did I want to choose for this? Because I have so many. And that's going to have to be the sequel to this, which is If Only I Had Told Her. That book was so good that I went out and bought this book the next day. Mic drop. Nothing else to say. I haven't delved into this yet. I was gonna read it immediately after I finished If He Had Been With Me, but I was like, let me take a breather, let me take a break, because Laura pissed me off, y'all. The ending of why I keep wanting to say the wrong title. If He Had Been With Me, the first one, the ending of this one, Laura, we got beef. We really do. But you might be able to make that beef disappear with this one. So can't wait to hop into this. This one's going to be read really, really soon. Definitely before the end of the year. Moving on. Most anticipated release for the second half of 2024. I don't have this book yet because it's an anticipated release, so it's not out yet, but Taylor, do your thing. And that is Ravenous Fates by, dang, I forget her name, but you'll see it inserted here. But she has a BookTube channel, and I can't remember her BookTube channel name either. So again, Taylor, do your thing. She'll insert her BookTube channel here in her book that's coming out here. And yeah, I'm just really excited to support a fellow booktuber and to read the book because it sounds really, really good. And yeah, I'm supporting a fellow Black girl. So come on now. Okay, not best book I have to read before the end of the year. Y'all, how about everything on my shelves? Because everything from here all the way up, which goes all the way up, is unread. And then if you watch my bookshelf organization video, pretty much everything on my third shelf, which y'all can't see because it's off to the side, it's not next to these two, is unread as well. So everything on my shelf. But I said I wasn't gonna do y'all like that, and I was gonna pick a couple of books that I really, really, really want to get to. And it's actually two series that I want to start before the end of the year, and they're both by the same author, which is Miss Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And if you know, you know. The first one, The Inheritance Games. The second one, The Naturals. I've heard such great things about both of these series, and I'm just super excited to get into them. I'm super excited to read them. So I can't wait. I actually started this one in the library. I was sitting in there. I went to the library with my best friend back home, and I literally stood there and read the entire first chapter and was hooked. And right after that, went and bought it. So The Inheritance Games, The Naturals, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I definitely want to start both of these series before the end of 2024. Y'all, we almost done. It's only 2 more questions. And those are my favorite new author and favorite new characters. So, favorite new author, I think you probably have figured it out based off of the books that I said were 2 of the best. Best book I read of the year so far. Best book sequel, Kennedy Ryan. My girl is coming to my city next week. What's today? Today is July 2nd when I'm recording. No, July 3rd when I'm recording this. And she is coming to my city on July 13th, next Saturday. And I cannot wait. I'm taking both of these books so that she can sign them. I also have... Oh, it's over there. I have The Kingmaker by her, taking that too. And I need to get The Rebel King so that I can have the rest of the series. There's a third one too that I can't think of the name of. But Kennedy Ryan, she could do no wrong. She could do no wrong, y'all. She could do no wrong. That's my new favorite author. At least so far, because, you know, I have a lot of authors to read and get into. But as far as this year, it's definitely her. And then as far as my favorite new character, I'm gonna have to say, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite new character. I thought I did, but as I'm looking at all the books I've read so far this year, none of them are really jumping out at me. But I did want to highlight 3 of my other favorite books of the year. They don't have characters in them, so couldn't really pick these for that, but I wanted to not let this mid-year book Freakout tag in without talking about them. And the first one is for color girls who have considered unaliving themselves, When the Rainbow Is Enough by Ntozake Shange. I gave this book 4.5 stars or 5 stars, I can't remember, but really great, phenomenal read. If you haven't read it, you need to read it, especially if you are a Black girl. Okay? And then the next 2, which one of them is another favorite author, and the other has some of my new favorite poetry or what's the other word? Spoken word pieces in it as well. And that is Protect the Crown by Tiesha Deanne, and then Conversations with the Most High by Jamal Jones. Again, I apologize for the reflection of the ring light, but it's needed. So these two books, I couldn't let this mid-year Freakout tag go by without mentioning these 2. I would say, if another question that I would say are the 2 books that had, or we'll say bonus question, books that had the most impact on me and on my life, these 3, definitely. I have not stopped thinking about these books since I read them. I frequently go back to pieces, and particularly in these 2 books. As you can see, they are tabbed up. Yeah, there's a tab on that one too. They're thin, so it's hard to see, but they are really tabbed up. And I visit the pieces frequently. So most impactful, these 2 plus this one. And with that, you guys, we have reached the end of the mid-year book Freakout tag. Thank you so much for watching. I really am enjoying my time over here on BookTube. I hope you are as well. It's crazy that we have been on BookTube for half a year already. That is insane to me. Doesn't seem like it's been that long already, but it has. So thank you all so much for being subscribers, for being viewers, for rocking with me, chilling with me is what I say over here on LA's Corner. And yeah, I love you all. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications bell, and comment down below any answers that you have to any of the questions that I asked. So they'll be down in the comment section, as well as my good friend, my good sis Taylor will be editing in the questions on the screen as well. So at least the first 2. I want to know what's the best book you've read this year and the worst book you've read this year, so I know what book I should be reading and what book I should be steering clear from. Okay, so yes, please let me know. And yeah, until next time, love you guys. Bye.